of the significant challenges in the Nigerian educational system is the lack of adequate infrastructure and resources, especially in rural areas. Many schools across the country still lack the basic amenities which are needed for effective learning. Internet access is also a major hurdle in the Nigerian system. According to the International Telecommunication Union, only about 40% of Nigerians have access to the internet, while rural areas experience far less access than urban areas. Many schools across the country still struggle with the basic infrastructural issues, such as absence of electricity, textbooks, and functional classrooms. If coding and AI are to be made compulsory, this gap will significantly divide the urban and rural areas, leaving many students at a disadvantage.
Education is not the filling of the pail, but the lighting of the fire. These are the wise words of William Butler Yeats. But how do we light a fire without matches? Proposing coding and artificial intelligence as compulsory subjects in Nigerian schools assumes that all students have equal access to electricity, internet, computers, and trained teachers, when in reality many have none of these. Making these subjects compulsory isn't innovation. No, it's ignoring inequality. It's like trying to plant seeds in a dry soil and expecting harvest. Progress should be inclusive, not imposed. Before we move forward, we must first of all fix the cracks in our educational system today before trying to build towers of ambition.
Before I begin, I would like to negate the point that the third speaker, Michael, had actually made. You said that you're going to make our country AI-driven, but do you know that you're actually increasing over-dependency on AI? A lot of things in this world are actually done by ourselves. We would actually be increasing creativity if we actually learn to stop depending on AI and actually learn to start doing things by ourselves. Did you know that only 50% of public schools in Nigeria have access to electricity? And do you know, this is according to a UBEC report in 2021. And do you also know that only 29% of schools in Nigeria actually have affordable laptops? And within that 29%, only 10% actually have reliable internet access.
UTME promotes merit and reduces bias. It provides a level playing field whereby each and every candidate, regardless of background, are assessed by the same criteria. It reduces nepotism and favoritism, which was rampant before JAMB's establishment. Many students from rural or less privileged regions have a fair and equal opportunity to gain admission into universities, since the exam is open to everybody. Abolishing the UTME only risks increasing the disparities whereby wealthier students who have access to private tutoring and resources may have a higher advantage.
Before I begin, I'd actually like to point out a flaw that the second speaker had actually made. She said that UTME actually shows, or actually is part of the reasons why a lot of rural students are actually failing in their university admissions. However, it's not the job of UTME to actually ensure that students are adequately funded in education, but it's their job to show the gap in foundational learning and also to notify students and teachers as well the quality of secondary school education. I invite you all to look beyond the surface. UTME is more than a test. It is actually a safeguard against bias, favoritism, and nepotism. Without it, we risk opening doors not to opportunity but to chaos and corruption. Let us strive for a system that at its core strives for national meritocracy.
UTME, a boy from slums of Jikwoyi can sit beside a girl from Lekki or Maitama and win victoriously based on brains and not just background. What favors the rich is abolishing UTME. Without it, who decides school admissions? School principals, teachers, lecturers. Without it, bribery will skyrocket and the powerful will pave the road for their children, while the poor will be left behind, buried under. We'll get back to you later.
Compulsory one-year program only does not allow graduates to enter the workforce and reduces their competitiveness in the global job market. Many graduates are lost out of international opportunities due to the inflexibility of the NYSC timeline. The NYSC is expensive. Every year, billions of naira are put into allowances, uniform, logistics, and infrastructure for a program that leaves many graduates idle, underutilized, or forced into a primary assignment. Imagine if these funds are put into entrepreneurship grants or voluntary internships, whereby these graduates can choose the path that align with their career goals. Instead of wasting their time, they will be building their futures.
According to Peter Obi, this girl Ray actually went on the internet to complain about Nigeria's economic problems. And according to Peter Obi as well, the NYSC also reportedly threatened her to remove these videos, that she had to go online and make an apology video. So, is this the system that we are supporting? Secondly, I would also like to address the point that she made concerning the fact that students are being sent off to volatile regions. However, these students are sent to volatile regions without actual very proper supervision. Is this still the system that we are willing to support? Is this the system that is claiming to foster unity and integration? I agree that it has done its part of teaching these people skills, but has it brought them any employment so far? The world has moved on since the 1970s, and so must Nigeria. NYSC, intended as a tool for unity, has now become a one-size-fits-all solution in a world that demands creativity, flexibility, and also diversity as well.
In 2021, a young Nigerian graduate named Ifoma was deployed to Borno State for a National Youth Service Corps. Full of hope, she believed that this would be another stepping stone to a greater future. But sadly, just a few months into service, tragedy struck. On her way back from her primary place of administration, the vehicle that she was in was attacked by insurgents. Ifoma never made it back home. Her only crime? Being compelled by the state to serve in a region riddled with insecurity, far away from her home, family, and aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand here today to discuss a service which was once built on unity, patriotism, and national development, but now more than ever risks lives, wastes time, and delays progress.